All right, guys, so like Coach Garza talked about, I'm going to talk to you guys about the book Practice Perfect. It was one of the first books I read when I got here as a staff member. Real quick background about me, though. Born and raised Madison, Wisconsin. I attended the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse for my undergrad. About my junior year, kind of figured I wanted to go into strength and conditioning, be part of the industry, stuff like that. Started interning with our strength and conditioning program on campus there. Okay. After my junior year, decided I wanted to do an internship, kind of see what it was like to be in a weight room just about 24/7, right? So that took me to Andover, Massachusetts. I did an internship with Merrimack College with their strength and conditioning program. After that, I returned to the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse to finish up my senior year. Still had one more internship experience I needed to do, so that took me to the University of Missouri. Okay, spent summer 2015 there, working primarily with football before coming up here and joining Coach Miller's staff. All right, so a couple weeks into being here, we were working with a baseball group in the fall. Had two groups. One was at 6, then one was at 7:30. Okay, we get through the 6 o'clock group. Business as usual. Coach Miller comes up to me before the 7:30 group, said, "Scott, we had a new lift in that first group, right? RDLs. You're going to demo it. You're going to tell the kids in the second group what they need to know." Okay, kind of go back to my desk, collect my thoughts. RDLs, right? I got this. This is day one stuff. Okay, kind of come up with the things that I need to talk about right here. Okay, get through my demo, get through my talk, everything like that. Probably had a lot of blank stares and a lot of glazed over eyes, right? Come in the next morning, this book's sitting on my desk. Okay, kind of talk with Coach Miller. "Hey, Coach, what's up? Like, what are you trying to tell me here?" Right? Says, "Hey, you know, if you're gonna be a part of our program, if you're gonna be a graduate assistant with us, we've got to get you to be able to communicate more effectively with our athletes." Perfect, got it. So Practice Perfect. It's 42 rules written by teachers, and what they did was they kind of noticed that standardized test scores weren't where they needed to be. Okay, they couldn't really figure out what's going on. So what they did was they went back into the classroom. They wanted to analyze techniques the teachers were using when they're giving feedback. So the whole premise of the book, practice makes perfect, right? I grew up in Wisconsin. Vince Lombardi's like Jesus there. Okay, every practice I ever went to, every time I went to the hockey rink, I heard this phrase, right? Practice makes perfect. No, it doesn't, right? Practice makes permanent. You are what you repeatedly do. Details are everything. Okay, so there's 42 rules, right? I could be here till Monday telling you guys about every one of them, right? No one wants to do that, right? We got other stuff to do. So broke it down into 3 themes for you guys: concise, precise, and positive. So our first theme, concise. Rule number 27, limit yourself. All right? I know we like to think our athletes are all, bright shining stars. They're always hanging on every word we say, right? Well, they're not. Okay? Our athletes have a limited attention span when we're talking to them, when we're trying to give them information. So a really good rule to think of that Coach Miller told me about is the rule of 3. When you're working with your athletes, you got stuff that you got to get across to them. Pick out the 3 top things and go from there. Okay? It's a lot easier to get them going and everything on it and clean up the rest later. But if you go over every single detail like I did with my RDL demo, they're going to forget 90% of it. Okay? So the second rule with concise. Rule number 25, shorten the feedback loop. So little diagram up here. You've got the action, feedback, adjustment, and reinforcement. Okay? So the quicker we can make that the shorter we can make that time period from the action to the feedback, the stronger the association is. Like Coach Garza was saying, if we don't get something corrected right away, the link isn't there. Okay? Our athletes don't learn. Transitioning into my second theme, precise. All right, rule number 16, call your shots. Tell your athletes what you're looking for beforehand. So stuff like we do with our RDL demos. Demo stuff beforehand. Let them know what you want them to do. That way they have a good idea. Another example, something that I picked up from being here with Coach Miller. Let's say an athlete's getting under the bar for their squats. And you talk to them the set before about something that they needed to correct and something that they needed to work on. Go over what they need to work on in this set, right? I need to see this, this, and this on this set. Second rule with precise, practice using feedback. It's not going to be perfect. Young coaches, you kind of know this. Sometimes the words just get jumbled. We talk too fast. We're really excited to do everything, right? Best way to get good at it is to practice. Okay, but it's got to be precise. So telling an athlete good job doesn't really do anything. Good job doing what? I don't know. Did it though. Great. Okay. Good job finishing your pull is a great way to clean up that phrase, right? Tells them exactly what they did a good job of doing. Great. Now I know to keep doing that on the next time. Going into the third theme, rule number 37 is praise the work. Okay, catch your athletes doing something right. Very rarely are our kids just totally bad at life and messing everything up, right? So a lot of the stuff that we ask our athletes to do is complex stuff. Think about when you were learning to snatch or clean or do speed mechanics, whatever it might be, okay? It's really complex stuff. You didn't get it right away either, okay? Our athletes are no different. They still got to be told they're doing stuff right. Otherwise, if all you're doing is telling your kids, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, people are going to stop listening to you. No one wants to be told that they're doing things wrong all the time, right? Rule number 8, correct instead of critique. It's a really subtle difference, but it's really important. Okay, correcting is telling your athletes what they need to do, versus critiquing is telling your athletes what not to do. Okay, so how many of you guys play golf in here? Let's say you walk up to this hole. What's the first thing that's going through your head? Right, don't hit it left, right? Don't hit it left, don't hit it left. I'm going to lose a brand new Pro V1 if I do that. Ah, you idiot, don't hit it left, right? I'm going to bet my next paycheck that every one of you guys is hitting that left, if that's what's going through your head, right? Tell yourself, I'm going to hit it right. I got to hit this ball to the right, okay? Focus on what you need to be doing, not on what you don't need to be doing. Last rule with positive is make practice fun. All right, the weight room, obviously we want to get stuff done. We've got work that needs to get accomplished and everything like that. But it's also got to be a fun place to be, okay? Coach Miller talked about this last year. Those of you guys who were in Boise and saw Coach Miller's Culture Talk, there's got to be some apple pie at the end of the lift, right? Got to have some dessert. So this is a picture of my golfers. On Fridays, they wear cut-off polos, kind of celebrate the end of a good week, everything like that. They're going to get after it on Fridays. But they're having fun. They're letting them kind of express themselves, all right? Okay, so what? So what, Scott? Obviously, we want all of our kids to look great out on the floor, want to be there snapping videos with the iPad. This is going on Instagram, right? Look at how great my kids look. Obviously, we want that too. But here's what I found when I got better at feedback. Got better at feedback, that increased efficiency and my credibility. My athletes wanted to listen to me more. We also got more stuff done in a shorter period of time, okay? Better coach and athlete connection out on the floor leads to more energy and productivity, right? Just like our last slide, we're in here to have fun and get stuff done, right? That's happening because I've got more feedback. Think of it like this water wheel. The more feedback you put in, feedback's the water, the more feedback is going into that wheel, the faster it turns, the more power is getting produced, okay? So from a program standpoint, what that does for us, okay? Better coaches out on the floor means that we're offering better services to our sport coaches and to our athletes. Better services for our sport coaches and our athletes means that we're able to have a bigger impact on our athletic department here. So we talked about all these books, and they all kind of have an overarching theme to them, right? QBQ is all about personal accountability, and how can I fix my situation to make it better, okay? 5 dysfunctions of a team, Coach Garza did a great job highlighting what the benefits of teamwork are. But more importantly, what can happen if you don't function as a team. Okay, and Practice Perfect is all about communicating efficiently. And what these books are, for us, it's almost like pillars of the program. That's how I like to look at it. These are 3 things that if you're in our program, we're going to constantly be striving to do. We're going to constantly be striving to be accountable. We're going to constantly be striving to operate as members of a team, and we're going to be constantly striving to communicate effectively with our athletes and with each other. Okay, so if we've got these pillars, we've got a common ground, right? Just like Coach Miller talked about. And with common ground, as coaches, we can move the profession forward.